There are moments in life when the world grows quiet, not peaceful quiet, but heavy quiet, the kind that settles in your chest late at night, when distractions fade and your thoughts grow louder. In those moments it can feel like you've been forgotten, like your prayers are echoing into nothingness. You look around, and even when people are near, your soul feels distant, disconnected, unseen, and a question rises from deep within. God, are you really there? But what if the silence you fear is not emptiness at all? What if its presence just not the kind you expected? Because the truth is, long before you ever whispered a prayer, before you ever felt lost or broken, God was already near. Not watching from a distance, not waiting for you to become perfect, but walking beside you in every unseen moment, in every hidden tear, in every breath you didn't even realize was a gift. Even now, as you sit here listening, you are not alone. We often expect God to show up in loud, undeniable ways, miracles, signs, voices from the sky. But more often, God moves quietly. Like the wind, you don't see it, but you feel it. Like warmth, you don't question it, but it surrounds you. Think back to the times you almost gave up, but didn't. The moments when strength came from nowhere, when peace touched your heart in the middle of chaos. That wasn't coincidence. That was God, closer than you realized. God doesn't always remove the storm. Sometimes he becomes your shelter within it. And even when you couldn't see him, he never lost sight of you. Loneliness is one of the deepest human pains. It's not just being alone, it's feeling unseen, unheard, and unloved. You can be surrounded by people and still feel completely isolated. But here is something powerful to understand. Your loneliness does not mean God's absence. In fact, it's often in your loneliest moments that God is closest. When no one else understands your heart, he does. When no one hears your silent cries, he listens. When you feel forgotten, he remembers every detail about you. You may feel like you're walking alone, but there are footsteps beside yours, you just can't see them yet. God is not afraid of your brokenness. You don't have to hide your pain, your doubts, or your struggles. You don't need perfect words or perfect faith. In fact, some of the most powerful prayers are not spoken at all, they are felt. A tear can be a prayer. A sigh can be a prayer. Even silence can be a prayer. And God hears all of it. He meets you not at your strongest, but at your weakest. Not when you have everything together, but when everything is falling apart. Because that's where his presence shines the brightest. There is a truth that can change everything if you truly hold on to it. God is near even when you don't feel him. Feelings change. Emotions rise and fall. But God's presence is constant. He is near in your waiting. He is near in your confusion. He is near in your pain. And he is near right now. You are not invisible to him. You are not forgotten. You are not alone. Sometimes God doesn't shout, he whispers. And in order to hear a whisper, you have to be still. In the noise of life, it's easy to miss his voice. But in the quiet moments when you slow down, when you breathe, when you let your guard down, you may begin to notice something. A peace that doesn't make sense. A comfort you didn't create. A presence you can't explain. That's him, not distant, not silent, just waiting for you to notice. From the very beginning, you were never meant to carry life on your own. The weight you feel, the struggles you face, those were never meant to break you. God walks with you through all of it. Not just the good days, not just the moments of strength, but especially the hard ones. And even when you feel like you're barely holding on, He is holding you. There are seasons in life when it feels like everyone else is moving forward, while you're standing still. Prayers seem unanswered. Doors remain closed. Days blur into nights and hope feels distant. In those moments, a quiet fear begins to grow. Have I been forgotten? But here is something your heart needs to hear. God does not forget. Not your name, not your pain, not your prayers. Even when nothing seems to be changing, something deeper is happening. Just because you can't see movement doesn't mean God isn't working. Some of His greatest works happen beneath the surface, in silence, where roots grow strong before anything ever becomes visible. You are not forgotten. You are being prepared. Waiting is one of the hardest things a person can go through. It stretches your patience, tests your faith, and challenges everything you believe. But waiting is not wasted time. In the waiting, God shapes you. In the waiting, He strengthens you. In the waiting, He draws closer to you. Because sometimes the blessing you're asking for is not just about the destination, it's about who you are becoming along the way. And even when it feels slow, even when it feels unfair, God's timing is never late. There are struggles you carry that no one else knows about. Silent battles, hidden tears, smiles that cover pain. But God sees it all. He sees the effort you put in when no one is watching. He sees the strength it takes just to get through the day. He sees the moments you almost gave up, but didn't, and that matters. You may feel invisible to the world, but you are fully seen by God, and nothing you go through is ever unnoticed. There are days when you don't feel strong enough to keep going. Days when even small things feel overwhelming. Days when your energy is gone and your heart feels tired. But here's the truth. Your strength was never meant to come only from you. God becomes your strength when yours runs out. When you feel weak, He holds you up. When you feel tired, He carries you forward. When you feel empty, He fills you with just enough to take the next step. You don't need to have it all together. You just need to keep going. And you're not going alone. Faith is easy when everything is going well. But real faith, the kind that transforms you, is built in the dark. It's believing even when you don't see. It's trusting even when you don't understand. It's holding on when everything inside you wants to let go. And that kind of faith is powerful, because it means you're not relying on what you see. You're relying on who God is. And God is faithful, even in the silence. No matter what you've been through, no matter what mistakes you've made, no matter how far you feel from God, you are loved. Not because you earned it, not because you're perfect, but because that's who God is. His love doesn't change when you struggle. His love doesn't fade when you doubt. His love doesn't leave when you feel lost. It remains, constant, steady, unshaken, and that love is closer than you think. Darkness can feel overwhelming. It can make everything seem uncertain, heavy, and endless. But darkness has one limitation. It cannot overcome light. And even the smallest light, can break the deepest darkness. God is that light in your life. When everything feels unclear, He guides. When everything feels heavy, He lifts. When everything feels lost, He leads you back. You may not see the full path yet, but you don't need to. Just follow the light. Whatever you are going through right now, this is not the end. Your story is still being written. The pain you feel is real, but it is not permanent. The struggle you face is heavy, but it is not final. The chapter you're in is difficult, but it is not the last one. God is still working, and sometimes the hardest chapters lead to the most powerful endings. There are moments when life feels confusing, when nothing seems to add up. You try to understand why things are happening the way they are, but the answers don't come. Doors close without explanation. Plans fall apart. People leave. And you're left standing in the middle of uncertainty, asking, why? But not everything is meant to be understood immediately. Sometimes what feels like a setback is actually protection. Sometimes what feels like a loss is actually redirection. God sees the full picture, you only see a part of it. And even when life doesn't make sense, God still does. Just because you don't see progress doesn't mean nothing is happening. Behind every delay, there is movement. Behind every silence, there is preparation. Behind every closed door, there is a greater plan forming. God often works in ways you cannot see. Like a seed planted in the ground, it looks like nothing is happening. But beneath the surface, life is forming. Growth is happening. Something beautiful is being prepared. And one day what was hidden will become visible. Some of the hardest battles you will ever fight happen in your mind. Negative thoughts, doubt, fear, overthinking, voices that tell you you're not enough, that you'll never make it, that things will never change. But those thoughts are not the truth. God's voice is different. It speaks peace, not fear. It brings hope, not despair. It reminds you of your worth, not your failures. You don't have to believe every thought that crosses your mind. Hold on to truth. Let go of lies. You've made it through things you once thought would break you, moments you never thought you'd survive, days you didn't think you'd get through, pain you didn't think you could handle, and yet you're still here. That's not weakness. That's strength. Even if you don't feel strong, you are. Because strength isn't about never struggling, it's about continuing, even when it's hard. And God has been with you through every step of it. Think back on your life, the hardest moments, the darkest nights, the times when you felt completely alone. You made it through, not by accident, not by luck, but because God was with you even when you didn't realize it. There were times He carried you, when you couldn't walk on your own. Times He protected you, when you didn't even know you were in danger. Times He guided you, when you couldn't see the way. He never left, and He never will. Sometimes the reason you feel overwhelmed is because you're holding on to too much. Pain from the past, fear of the future, control over things you were never meant to carry. But there is freedom in letting go. Let go of what you can't control. Let go of what is hurting you. Let go of what God is asking you to release. Because when you let go, you make room for peace. and God steps into that space. There is a kind of peace that doesn't depend on circumstances. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't follow logic. It doesn't wait for everything to be perfect. It just exists. In the middle of chaos, you feel calm. In the middle of uncertainty, you feel steady. In the middle of pain, you feel comfort. That's not something you create. That's God, a quiet reminder that even when life is unstable, His presence is not. No matter what you've done, no matter how far you feel from God, you are not beyond His reach. There's no mistake too big, no past too broken, no distance too far. God doesn't turn away from you. He moves toward you, even now, even here, even in your current situation. You are not too far gone. Every day is a new chance, a chance to start again, a chance to heal, a chance to grow. Your past does not define your future. What happened yesterday does not control what happens next. God is a God of new beginnings, and no matter where you are in life right now, you can begin again. Right now, you might feel tired, discouraged, ready to give up, but you're closer than you think, closer to breakthrough, closer to healing, closer to the answer you've been waiting for. Don't stop now, because sometimes the moment you feel like quitting is the moment right before everything changes. There comes a point in life when everything feels too heavy. The pressure builds, the pain lingers, and your strength feels like it's running out. You try to keep going, but deep inside, a quiet thought whispers, I can't do this anymore. But before you give up, pause, because this moment, this exact moment, is not the end of your story. It's a turning point. Sometimes the reason it feels so hard is because you've come so far. You've been fighting battles no one else can see. You've been holding on longer than anyone realizes. And even now, you're still here. That means something. God hasn't brought you this far to leave you here. You don't have to explain everything to God. He already knows. He understands the pain you can't put into words. He understands the thoughts you don't share with anyone. He understands the weight you carry every single day, and He doesn't judge you for it. He meets you in it, not with condemnation, but with compassion, not with distance, but with closeness. You are fully known, and still deeply loved. Pain is something we all try to avoid, but sometimes pain has a purpose. It teaches, it shapes, it transforms. The hardest seasons of your life often build the strongest parts of you. What feels like breaking may actually be rebuilding. What feels like ending may actually be beginning. God doesn't waste pain. He uses it, and one day you may look back and realize the very thing that hurt you also changed you for the better. It may feel like everything is on your shoulders, like you have to figure everything out on your own, but you don't. You were never meant to carry life alone. God is with you in every struggle, in every decision, in every step forward. Even when it feels like you're fighting by yourself, you're not. There is strength beside you. Even when you feel weak, there is guidance with you. Even when you feel lost, you are not alone in this battle. Trust is easy when things are going well, but real trust shows up when things are uncertain, when you don't have answers, when you don't see a way forward, when everything feels unclear. That's when trust matters most. Trust is saying, God, I don't understand this, but I believe you do. And that kind of trust opens the door for peace. Not because everything is fixed, but because you know you're not facing it alone. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is start over, after failure, after disappointment, after loss. It takes courage to try again, but you don't have to do it with fear, because every new beginning comes with new strength. God doesn't expect perfection, He honors effort. And every step you take forward, no matter how small, matters. You don't have to search far to find God. He is not distant. He is not unreachable. He is not waiting for you to become better. He is near, closer than your thoughts, closer than your fears, closer than your breath. Even right now, in this very moment, He is with you. Not someday, not later. Now, there will be times when you don't know what to do next. Moments where you feel unsure, uncertain, stuck. But even in those moments you are being guided. Maybe not with clear signs, maybe not with loud answers, but step by step, a thought, a feeling, a small nudge in your heart. God leads quietly but faithfully, and if you keep moving forward, you will find your way. It's easy to question your purpose, to wonder if your life really matters, if you're making a difference, if there's something more. But your life has meaning, not because of what you achieve, but because of who you are. You were created with intention, with value, with purpose. Even if you don't see it, yet your life matters more than you realize. No matter how dark things feel right now, hope is not gone. It may feel small. It may feel distant. It may feel weak, but it's still there. And even the smallest hope can grow. Hold on to it, because hope is what keeps you moving. Hope is what keeps you believing. Hope is what reminds you that things can change. And with God, there is always hope. There are days when your heart feels heavier than usual. You can't always explain it. Nothing dramatic may have happened. And yet, something inside you feels weighed down. It's in those quiet, heavy moments that you may feel most alone. But even there, God is near. He doesn't need loud words to understand you. He doesn't need perfect prayers to hear you. He feels what you feel, and in ways you may not even notice, He begins to lift the weight little by little. Not all at once, but enough for you to keep going. Not every tear is seen. Some are wiped away quickly so no one notices. Some fall in the silence of the night. Some never fall at all, they stay inside, hidden deep within your heart. But none of them are invisible to God. Every tear matters. Every pain is counted. Every emotion is understood. You don't have to hide from Him, because He already sees you completely and stays anyway. In a world that can feel uncertain, unpredictable, and overwhelming, everyone needs a place of safety, a place where you can rest, a place where you can be yourself, a place where you don't have to pretend. God is that place. You can come to Him with your fears, your doubts, your questions, your pain. No judgment, no rejection, no distance, just presence. A quiet, steady presence that reminds you you are safe here. Whatever you are going through right now, it feels big. It feels overwhelming. It feels like it might last forever. But it won't. Pain changes. Seasons shift. Life moves forward. And even though it's hard to see right now, this moment will not define your entire life. There's more ahead of you. More peace. More clarity. More joy. Just keep going. One step at a time. Growth doesn't always feel good. Sometimes it feels uncomfortable. Sometimes it feels slow. Sometimes it feels like nothing is happening at all. But something is happening. You are becoming stronger. You are becoming wiser. You are becoming more resilient. Even in the struggle, you are growing. And one day you'll look back and see just how far you've come. It's easy to feel frustrated when things don't happen when you want them to. You pray and wait. You hope and wait. You try and wait. But waiting doesn't mean denial. God's timing is not rushed. It's not delayed. It's precise. He sees what you can't. He knows what you don't. He prepares what you're not ready for yet. And when the time is right, things will come together in ways you didn't expect. There is pressure sometimes to figure everything out, to know what comes next, to understand every step, to have a clear plan. But life doesn't always work that way, and that's okay. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to take the next step. God will guide you one moment at a time, and clarity will come when you need it. There are battles happening in your life that you can see, and there are battles happening that you cannot. Things being arranged, paths being cleared, obstacles being removed. God is working in ways you don't even realize, fighting for you, protecting you, making a way even when you can't see one. You are not alone in this. There may be moments when you feel like you're falling apart, like everything is too much, like you're losing control, like you can't hold it all together anymore. But here's the truth. You don't have to hold everything together, because God is holding you. Even when you feel like you're breaking, He is sustaining you. Even when you feel weak, He is keeping you steady. You are not falling apart. You are being held together. Right now may feel like a difficult chapter, but it's not the whole story. There is a new chapter ahead of you. One filled with growth, with healing, with unexpected blessings. You may not see it yet, but it's coming, because God is always working toward something greater in your life. And this moment is part of that journey. One day, you will look back on this season of your life, not with the same pain, not with the same confusion, but with understanding. You'll see how the moments that felt like breaking were actually shaping you, how the delays that frustrated you were protecting you, how the silence that scared you was guiding you, and you'll realize something powerful. God was with you the entire time, even when you didn't feel it, even when you doubted it, even when you questioned everything. He never left. You didn't become strong overnight. It happened slowly, through the hard days, through the silent battles, through the moments you thought you wouldn't make it. And yet you did. There is a strength inside you now that wasn't there before, a quiet resilience, a deeper faith, a stronger heart, and that strength will carry you forward into everything that comes next. There were moments when it felt like everything was too much, like you were going to fall apart, like you couldn't handle the pressure, like you were at your limit, but you didn't break. You bent, you struggled, you felt the weight, but you're still here, because even when you felt like you were at your weakest, God was holding you at your strongest point. Not all miracles are dramatic. Some are quiet. Waking up when you didn't think you had the strength. Finding peace in the middle of chaos. Taking one more step when you wanted to stop. Those are miracles too. Small, but powerful. And they happen every day. God moves in those quiet moments, in ways that often go unnoticed, but never insignificant. After everything, after the struggles, the waiting, the questions, the pain, this truth remains. You are not alone. Not in your hardest moments, not in your darkest nights, not in your uncertain future. You never were. God has been with you, through it all, walking beside you, carrying you when needed, guiding you step by step. Even now, He is near. If you're listening to this at a moment when you feel lost, this is for you. You are going to be okay. Not because life will suddenly become perfect, but because you are not facing it alone. There is strength within you. There is hope ahead of you. There is peace waiting for you. And God is with you, right now, as this journey comes to an end. Carry this with you. When life feels heavy, God is near. When you feel lost, God is guiding you. When you feel weak, God is your strength. When you feel alone, God is with you. Always. Not sometimes. Not only when things are good. Always. So tonight, as you close your eyes, let go of the fear. Let go of the stress. Let go of the weight you've been carrying. You don't have to hold it all anymore, because you are not alone. God is near, in your breath, in your heart, in your life, and He will never leave you. Something has changed. The silence you once feared doesn't feel the same anymore. It's no longer empty. It's no longer heavy. It's no longer something you want to escape. Now it feels calm, because now you understand. Silence was never the absence of God. It was the space where He was closest. Peace doesn't always arrive all at once. Sometimes it grows slowly, in the way you think, in the way you respond, in the way you breathe through difficult moments. You begin to notice something. Things that once overwhelmed you no longer control you. Thoughts that once consumed you no longer define you. That's growth. That's healing. That's God working within you. The struggles are still real. Life hasn't magically become perfect, but your perspective has changed. You no longer see challenges as the end. You see them as part of the journey. You no longer see waiting as wasted time. You see it as preparation. And in that shift, everything begins to feel lighter. One day someone will feel the way you once felt. Lost, alone, overwhelmed. And your story will become their hope. Your experience will remind them they're not alone. Your strength will inspire them to keep going. What you went through wasn't just for you. It became something greater. All along, there was a bigger story unfolding, one you couldn't fully see at the time. Every moment, good and bad, was part of it. Every delay, every struggle, Every quiet season, none of it was random. It was all being woven together into something meaningful, something purposeful, something that continues, even now, even after everything you've learned. The journey isn't over. There are still paths ahead, still decisions to make, still moments of uncertainty. But now you walk differently, not with fear, not with doubt, but with quiet confidence, because you know you are being guided. And now, as everything becomes still once again, there is one final reminder, not loud, not overwhelming, just a quiet whisper in your heart. You are not alone. You never were. You never will be. Soft music begins to rise, slow visuals of sunrise, light breaking through darkness, calm skies, still water. A final voice speaks gently. Wherever you are in life right now, whatever you are facing, whatever you are feeling, remember this. God is near, right now. Pause. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, just this moment. Take a breath. Feel the stillness around you. There is something powerful about being present, about stepping out of the noise of everything else and simply existing here. And in this moment, there is a quiet truth. You are being held, not by circumstances, not by control, but by something greater. God is here, even now. Between every thought, there is a space, a small pause, a quiet gap, and in that space, there is peace. We often rush past it, filling our minds with worry, replaying the past, imagining the future. But if you slow down, if you breathe, if you allow yourself to rest in that space, you may begin to feel something different. Stillness, calm, presence. That's where God meets you, not in the noise, but in the stillness. There is so much pressure in life to move faster, to figure things out quickly, to succeed sooner, to fix everything at once. But you don't have to rush. Your journey is not a race. Healing takes time. Growth takes time. Understanding takes time. And that's okay. God is not in a hurry with your life. He walks with you step by step. Sometimes all you need is a reminder, not a big answer, not a dramatic change, just a simple truth. You are okay, even if things aren't perfect, even if life feels uncertain, even if you don't have everything figured out. You are still okay, because you are not alone. You've been carrying so much, thinking so much, worrying so much, trying so hard. But right now, you can rest. Let your thoughts slow down. Let your shoulders relax. Let your heart breathe. You don't have to solve everything tonight. You don't have to carry everything alone. Just rest. God is with you in this quiet moment. Every storm eventually passes, no matter how intense, no matter how long. And after it does, there is calm, a quiet, peaceful calm that feels different, stronger, clearer, deeper. That calm is coming. Even if you're still in the storm right now, it will not last forever. Hold on. Not everything in life feels safe. The future can feel uncertain. Situations can feel unstable. But in this moment, you are safe. You are breathing. You are here. You're still standing, and God's presence surrounds you even now. Let that truth settle into your heart. Confidence doesn't always have to be loud. Sometimes it's quiet. It doesn't shout. It doesn't demand attention. It simply exists. A calm belief that things will be okay. That belief begins to grow inside you, not because you control everything, but because you trust that you're not alone. Even now, your journey continues. Not in a rushed way, not in a pressured way, but in a steady, unfolding way. There is still more ahead of you, more to learn, more to experience, more to become. And you don't have to figure it all out today. Just take the next step as you listen to these words again and again. Let them sink deeper each time. You are not alone. God is near. You are held. You are guided. You are loved. Let this truth stay with you, not just now, but always. And whenever you forget, come back to this moment. Breathe, and remember, you are not alone. Breathe in slowly, and breathe out. Again, breathe in and out. Let everything slow down. There is nowhere else you need to be right now. Nothing else you need to solve in this moment. Just breathe, because the very breath in your lungs is a reminder you are still here. And if you are still here, your story is still unfolding. Sometimes the greatest victory is simply making it through the day, not perfectly, not easily, but honestly. You showed up. You kept going. You didn't give up, and that matters more than you think. Even if no one else noticed, God did. There is a strength inside you that doesn't need to prove itself. It's not loud. It's not obvious, but it's there. It's the strength that keeps you moving forward, even when you're tired. The strength that keeps you believing, even when things feel uncertain. You may not always feel it, but it has never left you. You don't always have to be strong. You don't always have to push forward. You don't always have to have the answers. You are allowed to rest, to pause, to breathe, to simply be. Rest is not weakness. It's part of healing, and God meets you there. In that rest, sometimes you may feel like you're too much, too emotional, too sensitive, too complicated. But you're not. Nothing about you is too much for God. Every part of you, your thoughts, your feelings, your struggles, all of it is seen. All of it is understood. All of it is accepted. You don't have to shrink yourself to be worthy. You already are. You don't have to have your whole life figured out. You don't need to know what happens next. Right now, this moment is enough. Just this breath, just this second, just this space. Life is not lived all at once. It's lived, moment by moment, and this moment is enough. There are times when you feel like you're walking forward, and there are times when you're being carried, even if you don't realize it. When your strength fades, when your energy is gone, when your heart feels tired, God carries you, quietly, gently, faithfully. You don't always have to move forward on your own. There is so much pressure in life to be better, to do more, to become something greater. But right now, you can let that go. You don't have to prove anything. You don't have to rush your journey. You don't have to carry expectations that don't belong to you. Just be here and know that is enough. Even in uncertainty, you are held. Even in doubt, you are held. Even in fear, you are held. Nothing you feel removes God's presence. Nothing you go through separates you from Him. You are still held right now, in this moment. As this continues, as these words repeat, as the music plays softly, let it become something more than just listening. Let it become a feeling, a calm, a peace, a quiet assurance. You are not alone. God is near, and this truth doesn't end here. It stays with you long after this moment. Slow down. You don't have to move so fast. Not everything needs to be figured out today. Not every question needs an answer right now. Life is not chasing you. You are allowed to move gently, to take things one step at a time, to exist without pressure. And in that slowing down, something beautiful happens. You begin to feel again. And in that feeling, you begin to notice God has been here all along. Close your eyes, just for a moment. Notice the quiet within you. Not the thoughts, not the noise, but what's underneath it all. There is a calm place inside you, a still place, a peaceful place. It may be hidden beneath stress or worry, but it's there, and when you reach that place, you'll find something familiar, a presence, gentle, steady, unmoving. That's where God meets you. Sometimes it feels like everyone else is ahead, moving faster, achieving more, living better, and you wonder if you're falling behind. But you're not. Your journey is not meant to look like anyone else's. There is no late. There is no too slow. There is only your path, and your path is unfolding exactly as it needs to. You don't have to hide your feelings, not the sadness, not the confusion, not the fear. You are allowed to feel it all, because feelings are not weaknesses. They are signals. They are expressions. They are part of being human, and God doesn't ask you to ignore them. He meets you in them. What you're carrying, it's heavy. The thoughts, the worries, the responsibilities. It's a lot. But here's something you don't have to forget. You don't have to carry it alone. You can release it, little by little. You can let God hold what you can't. And as you do, the weight begins to feel lighter. Even when it feels slow, even when it feels like nothing is changing, you are still moving forward. Growth is not always visible. Sometimes it happens quietly, inside your thoughts, inside your heart, inside your perspective. And one day, you'll realize you are not where you used to be. No matter where you are right now, there is more ahead, more peace, more clarity, more moments that will make sense of everything you've been through. Your story is not finished. There are still chapters waiting to unfold, and they matter. Right now, just be here. No past, no future, just this moment. Let it hold you. Let the quiet settle in. Let the tension fade away. You don't have to do anything else. Just exist and know that is enough even now. As everything slows, as your thoughts become quieter, as your breathing becomes steady, this truth remains. You are not alone. Not before, not now, not ever. God is still near. These words may repeat. These feelings may return. This calm may come and go. But one thing stays constant: God's presence. Always near, always steady, always with you. So whenever you feel lost again, come back here, breathe, and remember, you are not alone. You don't need to move yet. You don't need to think about what's next. Just stay here, a little longer, in this calm, in this quiet, in this stillness. There is nothing you need to fix right now, nothing you need to prove. Just being here is enough. And in this moment, without effort, without pressure, you are held. Notice your breath again, in and out, slow and steady. Your breath is constant. Even when your thoughts race, even when your emotions rise, your breath remains. And in that rhythm, there is peace, a reminder that life continues, softly, quietly, and so does God's presence. Whatever you've been holding on to, you can let it go, just for this moment. The worry, the tension, the overthinking, let it soften. You don't have to carry everything right now. You can set it down and rest, and nothing will fall apart because of it. There is no pressure here, no expectations, no deadlines, no comparisons, just space. Space to breathe, space to exist, space to feel at ease. And in that space, you begin to remember. You were never meant to live under constant weight. Even if life feels uncertain, even if things around you feel unstable, right now you are safe. Right here, in this moment, in this breath. Let that truth settle into your body. Let it calm your mind. You are safe, even when thoughts come and go, even when feelings shift. Something remains unchanged, a quiet presence, steady, unmoving, constant. That presence is still here. It hasn't left. It won't leave. You've been trying so hard to understand, to fix things, to move forward. But right now, you don't have to try. You don't have to push. You can simply be. And even in just being, you are enough. Feel the calm. Let it move through your body, from your mind to your shoulders, to your chest, to your breath. Let everything soften. There is no rush, no urgency, just calm, even in this deep quiet, even in this still moment, even without words. You are not alone. God is here, not distant, not hidden, but present, right here with you. This moment can continue as long as you need. There is no ending here, only stillness, only calm, only presence. And whenever you return, this will still be here, waiting for you, reminding you, you are not alone. Right now, nothing is required of you. You don't need to solve anything. You don't need to decide anything. You don't need to become anything. Just be. Let this moment exist. exactly as it is, and allow yourself to exist within it, without pressure. There is a quiet stillness here. It doesn't demand anything. It doesn't rush you. It simply exists. And in that stillness, there is peace. You don't need more than this moment. This moment is enough.